Hey everyone, welcome to Goalorious. Today I'm super excited to be joined by the team Aisthisi to talk about their upcoming project. So thanks Thomas and Martin for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So super excited about this project. I heard about it. Definitely unique. So I was hoping you guys would talk a little bit about you guys, your team behind the project, and also just like a quick overview on this project as a whole. It's pronounced Aisthisi, spelled Aisthisi. I'll obviously link the website in the description, but maybe we could also cover the name as well.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. I think I will take the name first to describe a little bit where it came from. It's Greek. It means sensation, quite literally translated sensation in English. It means a little bit more than that when you ask Greek people what it stands for. It's not exactly the word sensation. It means like more than sensation. So we chose this because we wanted to do a little bit more than the usual NFT that is out there. I guess that's where we come to our project overview, where I would maybe hand it over to Martin if you want to.
Yeah, for sure. I think what's unique with what we're doing is blending physical and digital assets together, being represented by an NFT. So I think, as most of us know, NFTs today, for the most part, represent digital assets, whether it's art or collectibles or pieces like that. There's been like a few projects out there that represent physical assets, like people trying to sell real estate out there on the market. What we're doing is we want to kind of take the best of both worlds. And Thomas and I, both being developers, we wanted to understand how we can create a project or a platform that allowed like producers, whether it's artists, whether it's producers of physical goods or whatever it might be, create really unique experiences for future NFT holders. So at a very high level, we're producing an NFT project that has a digital art component, but also with the addition of some under the hood supply chain components, also links to a physical product in the real world.
Got it. And that physical product is olive oil, right? And so like how did that come about? Did you guys are just super passionate about that, or like, yeah, maybe you could speak to that part, because that's definitely the part that interests me. I mean, I've done NFTs before, but like NBA Top Shot, so basketball, things like that. That's probably one of the well-known ones, probably. But yeah, I was wondering how you landed upon olive oil.
Yeah. I mean, when you think of NFTs, then they are some sort of emerging technology, which is extremely, extremely young. They haven't been around 5 years ago. They haven't even been around 3 years ago. So that is one of the newest and hottest things in tech that you have today. And when you think of olive oil is it's a product made from the oldest fruit on the planet. It's the oldest thing that you can get. So it's an intriguing thing to combine the newest and hottest thing that you can get with the most traditional and most high quality handcraft that we currently use on our planet still, from trees that are sometimes 6,000 years old. So that's kind of an intriguing thing. And so I have a couple of roots in Greece, so I know that area very, very well. It came. We were very fortunate to be able to do this project with olive oil. The other option would have been diamonds.
That could be something you guys could possibly do in the future still. So yeah, I thought it's a great idea. And you guys have, and I'm just looking through your website now, you guys have like a bunch of artists that you're working with to bring these NFTs to life. I think it looks like you have like 9 or like 10 different artists, and I think you're even asking people out there if they're interested in collaborating. So maybe you could talk a little bit about like how did you find these artists, what they're planning to do, etc., which I think is exciting.
Yeah, I'll jump on that, and then Thomas, definitely feel free to add anything. So before we go like deeper into the process, the way that the overall piece is going to work and how the artists fit into this is that the NFT itself will start out as a digital art piece that each artist will make, and then for these bottles of olive oil that are actually going to be like harvested directly from the orchard in the coming like October, November time, they'll be bottled in bottles that have a label that are a representation of the digital art, whether it's animation, a still piece, or whatever it might be. So the artists are creating both like a digital aspect that'll also be transformed into a physical aspect. And how we met these artists. So Thomas and myself were both in the blockchain crypto space from a developer perspective. When we were putting together this project, we wanted to combine the digital and the physical. We wanted to definitely create a full experience around this rather than just selling a bottle of olive oil, and that's where art comes in. So myself, having participated in a few kind of like NFT hackathons previously, I had some connections to the art world there, and it was really kind of like going through there, putting out what we wanted to do, having a few folks respond to us, them being interested, them sharing it with people in their network, and kind of growing it from there. It almost like snowballed into having many artists want to jump in. For ourselves, as we're doing this is what we're calling a Genesis harvest as a limited batch. We can only accept like so many people to collaborate with us on this Genesis batch, but like you said, there's a FAQ on the website for other people that are interested, because this is the beginning, but there'll definitely be more and more things in the future. So if there's other artists out there that want to connect, definitely reach out. And then the last thing I'd add too is these people are all coming with their unique styles, coming from their own backgrounds, from different parts of the world, from different, aspects of culture. So it's going to be a really cool, I'd say, variety of what we get at the end of this.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. And I'll link it in the description, the link to the artist page and the FAQs for the people that want to collaborate and be an artist. I'm a big fan of art in general, but I also am a big fan of projects out there and people out there that are helping artists, make money. NFTs is obviously a new thing, and it's a great way for artists to, have an additional source of income. So any way that you're trying to help those people, get them seen, I think is better. So I'm happy that these NFT projects and collections are, helping the artist community. So I think that's great. So how did you, how do you, the NFT component, is this like an OpenSea type of thing, or like what's the platform that's going to be shown on? If you could share that information, if you have it.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe Martin, you want to share first the platform and a little bit surrounding that, and I can then talk about the NFT and how does it differ from a normal NFT that is out there, because it has this supply chain component attached to it.
Yeah, I think for the platform, let's keep that one a secret for now, because then we'll be able to announce that one when we do the launch in the coming weeks. But like Thomas was alluding to, we're not using a minter that's on an existing platform, like on Mintable or Rarible or anything like that. We're developing a custom ERC 721 contract for this. So that's all being done like on the project side, and then we're going to be launching on a platform in the coming like 2 weeks.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, your own thing. I think that's cool. Sorry, Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So what I wanted to add here is because we are launching our own ERC 721 token, which has the supply chain component attached to it, we want to be very, very open about what we're doing. And so I'm coming partly, my job partly is also educating about blockchain and Ethereum. So I'm running one of the largest Ethereum courses online. And apart from projects, Aisthisi is to educate the people about Solidity, a little bit about the background. And therefore, if you're interested in these tokens that we are generating, there's a full walkthrough, video walkthrough, as well as code walkthrough on our Medium. and on the pages that I'm doing via my video courses. So we are very, very transparent, and I think that is one piece that is extremely important for any NFT project that launches out there, or basically for any crypto project that launches out there, to be transparent about what you're doing. Otherwise, there are so many scammers out there, and if you want to stand out as somebody who's doing some really profound, good stuff, then you have to be transparent. And yeah, we want to do that. We are trying very hard, and we try to, publish the stuff that we had in mind. And yeah, so that's on our Medium, and I guess the link will be in the description below as well.
I keep saying description below, and there's gonna be like, no, I'm looking at it right now. It's very in depth. I won't ask you to summarize this at all, but yeah, it goes kind of through every aspect of this project, and then yeah, it talks a little bit about yeah, it shows some examples, etc., which is great. And I 100% agree that transparency is key, especially for my audience. We always look for projects that are, I mean, you're talking with us today, so that's great that you're showing who you are and talking about your project. That's rare these days, and then showing everything that you're working on and doing, I think is great. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely appreciate that we had the opportunity to talk with you. So in terms of process, that might be worth something to talk about. Not so much the in-depth NFT or the solidity code. That would be a little bit too much. But the process is slightly different because we have this this supply chain component attached to it. So it is an actual physical QR code that you're getting in order to claim basically your NFT later on. Yeah, I mean, if you want to read more, read the blog. It's quite technical, but the idea is basically not only to have the proof of harvest from the bottle that we're harvesting olive oil, but it's also proof of delivery of the actual bottle, of the actual physical artwork that is printed on the bottle that you're getting.
So there's 10. So I think it says on your website 10 unique proof of harvest bottles. So there's 10 unique ones, but how much of each one are you making? Are you only making 1 or 10 of them, or maybe the math on that?
Yeah. So what are you getting when you get this NFT? Yeah, there's only going to be 1 bottle per artist. So it's going to be 1 digital art piece per artist. It's going to be 1 physical art piece per artist. It's going to be 1 500 mils olive oil bottle, where the physical art piece is going to be attached to it as a label. This one contains a QR code. So you can prove that you are in possession and the owner of the digital and the physical art piece. There's a small documentary piece, and when we're doing the harvest, you can actually, well, we are very much trying to have a live stream with the NFT holders. That, yeah, basically you can choose your olive tree where your olive oil comes from. That would be the ideal case. Yeah, we will try. That's 90%. The rest is guaranteed. So that's it. That's something that
if I was the artist, I'd be the one that wants to get that bottle to myself, no one else. But no, I see that's cool. It's a good idea, and like it's like super unique. Like, and I'm looking through your again Medium again. Where you're showing like where they're actually out there looking at all the trees and things like that. That's cool. So you've definitely thought this whole entire process and try to make it as unique as possible, which I think is great.
Yeah, and I'll add to that too, is like there definitely are like what people call like in real life NFTs or IRL NFTs. But a lot of what that is they're using like the NFT component just to be kind of like I don't know, a barcode or something that that says like you own something physical. So I think what's really cool about this is we're taking, firstly, we're blending digital and physical, and we're taking that kind of like that process, which a lot of people just do it off chain. Like you say like, oh, I own an NFT. Okay, send me your shipping details and I'll send you like a physical picture or something like that. We're building everything as much as possible on chain. And so that's why it's really like connected, like the digital art piece with like the physical bottle that has a unique QR code that links back to the NFT on the blockchain.
Right. And then you said you're doing, I guess you had a better word for it, but like phases, like this is like your first Genesis phase and you plan to have like several in the near future. So if there's some batch of artists that only got in the first part, then obviously there's lots of opportunity for, everyone in the future. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So like limited releases, right? So
Yeah, exactly. And that's like on the artist side, but also on the NFT holder side.
right.
We know that there's going to be a limited number of NFT holders with this at the end of the day, and so with those with that group of people, those that are part of the Genesis harvest, like we definitely want to make sure that they are, rewarded as well in the future.
So they'll be holding their bottle in real life and then like their phone with the NFT on it or something like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Lots of value. But yeah, I think it's a clever idea. And I know you didn't want to say anything about the platform, but I'm super excited to hear about that. Not now, maybe in the future. But maybe you could talk a little bit about like your roadmap. So I think like some in between now, the platform will be released, and then I guess like the harvest is going to happen. You said sometime later this year. Maybe you could talk about like maybe just the major milestones coming out.
Yeah. So I guess I'll put it in high level pieces, and then yeah, Thomas, if you want to fill in any of the details there, like the
Absolutely.
high level roadmap is we want to release the NFTs that are going to represent the digital art pieces starting in beginning of August. They're going to be they're going to go through an auction process, and we're not going to do a dozen auctions at one time. They're going to be spanned out. Released over like the coming weeks. And then what's going to occur is in October to November, that's when the actual olive oil harvest occurs. And so that's when the holder of the NFT will then be able to confirm basically through a signed message on chain what their shipping address is. They'll be able to, like Thomas was saying, view the live stream of the harvest actually occurring this coming fall. And then we'll bottle and send it to them after the harvest in October or November. And they'll be able to receive the actual bottle there, scan the QR code, that allows them to claim redemption of it, and it unlocks additional content, which is going to include like the documentary of the harvest actually occurring and
Cool,
everything. Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Can you talk? Sorry, was there any? So yeah, I guess that's the timeline, right? So there's not beyond that. How I don't know anything about olive oil. Sorry, but can you only harvest once a year or something like that, or is there like multiple opportunities? Because I'm thinking in terms of releases, is this like a once a year type of release, or?
Yeah. So for now, this is a once in a lifetime type of release.
Okay, got it.
So
you guys heard it first. You guys better be watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, yet so it's not planned that we are going to release any more olive oil bottles at this point. It might be, but it's not really planned that we're doing like every year bottles of olive oil.
Got it.
It's definitely possible. What we also what we had in mind is different other types of
things. Yeah.
Products like diamonds, like exclusive wines,
Coffee,
things like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Coffee as well.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's a couple of things that we had in mind. This particular olive grove that we chose, or this particular olive oil that we are harvesting, it's coming from a very, very small producer in Greece. And it's high quality olive oil, which won a couple of medals in London and in help me out,
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
And the olive trees are very old. It's purely organic olive oil, so it has high quality. It's nothing compared to the standard olive oil that you can buy in a shop. And to add a little bit more exclusivity on top of it, we are doing an unfiltered edition of it, which is it's called in Greek, it's called tonfakinon, which is an old word basically for unfiltered. So it's not transparent like the usual olive oil that you have. Like it's more how you call that? Is the correct English term for that?
Like the
When-
opiancy on it is yeah, it's
yeah,
not as clear. You can it's not like the olive oil that you get in the grocery store, which is just this kind of like see-through yellow color. I've seen it myself, and Thomas, you know it really well. It's more of this like kind of like almost like a lime green color, because it's they just don't filter out what you normally would if you're going for a mass-produced kind of Costco solution, or the olive oil that you get in retail.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Yeah.
website right now. That bag or sack of it looks like, yeah, they're like green, they're like very green or yellow and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Yeah. And then there's another twist which we want to add. That's the speed of delivery that you usually don't get when you buy olive oil. So when you buy the olive oil in a shop, in a normal grocery store, then it's already several weeks, if not months old. And we want to ship out the olive oil basically either same day or next day at the press, because we have a very small amount of bottles. And we personally bring it to the next DHL shop and send it out to whoever is the NFT holder. So it's very exclusive that you can basically get around the world the olive oil. I mean, kill me, but I think it's gonna be a maximum a week after harvest. I mean, even if you ship it to the North Pole, it should arrive
that's
there.
pretty good. Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, that's
no
great.
guarantee, but we are trying.
I'll clip that and make a separate link in the description of you saying that. But no, but I think that again, I think it's great that you're giving that service. Like you really care about, that's like, you really care about the person who got it and you're trying to get them as quick as possible. And I think that's awesome. I just had like one final question, was the NFTs themselves. I'm looking at these 9 artists. Obviously they came from different backgrounds. Is there like a theme to like, hey, you have to make this like, you know, tree, like is there some sort of like nature type of thing, or is it just like whatever you want to put on this bottle, it's up to you, this is your artistic expression, to kind of give us an idea of what the NFTs could possibly look like if you guys had an idea?
It's there. We were purposely like very loose on the guidelines of saying like, hey, we don't want a dozen pictures of olives, sort of thing. But we want the artist to kind of like know what the product is, and they actually, it was really interesting to work with creative people in this regard, because they really did want to know kind of details of the olive orchard, like what Thomas was sharing, and a little bit of the history and where it came from, and like some of them are veterans in the NFT crypto space. Some of them are established artists that are coming into it. And so they wanted to, of course, get like their understanding of the crypto space. And so that led to a wide variety of, I'd say, art that's inspired like from the artists themselves. It's really cool actually to see that we have a few still pieces, we have a few animated pieces, and there's no one style. It's really coming from like the origin of like the physical asset through the perspective of the artist creating this digital asset.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think that's the best way to do it. We have, let them do their own style. Obviously, they probably have their following. Yeah, I'll link in the description like all the artists and then like their profiles and stuff like that, which is great. I was just kind of clicking through and stuff like that, and they're definitely very different from each other. And that's great. They're bringing, if they have like a huge following that really like their art and they're doing something different and new, of course that's going to bring them as well. So I think that's a great way to approach it. So I'm definitely interested to see what comes about from it. And it seems like they're from a lot of different parts of the world. So I think that's great as well. So.
Yeah, so we try to have a diverse set of artists, both in terms of geographically diverse throughout the whole globe, as well as from the following. So at the beginning, obviously, you start with whatever you get, but at some point, we actually got more artists who were interested in the project than we could bring on board, because our message is 10 bottles, or we only have this amount of olive oil that we can make manually increase. So we said, okay, we stop at some point, and the artists that are on board. And we were very fortunate to have artists. All of them are trying. It was interesting with the art pieces. They came back to us because they reflect what they're doing in their life. So if a person is more into photography, he's trying very hard to make a really nice photography piece. If a person is into animation, then they're trying really hard to do like a really nice animation piece. And then we have fashion designers who are on board. We have an actual arts professor who is on board, was teaching arts for a very long time, both here in Austria and in France. So it's very interesting what kind of people are on board. And if you tell them like, hey, you have to do something with olive oil, then I think it's the wrong approach. It's like, hey, you want to be an artist, come on board and do whatever you want. It has to be in a file format and digital, because we have to put it into an NFT. Right. But other than that, feel free whatever you want to do. And they came back with really, really interesting pieces.
Got it. Yeah, I can't wait to see. I assume you guys will be showing it off. I guess you said the auction will be sometime in August or something like that. So we'll definitely take a peek, and I'll definitely share it with my community. I appreciate you guys coming on to talk about this project. Was there any last minute things you guys wanted to mention about the project, about the NFTs, the upcoming timeline? Anything?
Yeah, I'd say one additional thing from my side is, like you said, the auction for the actual NFTs themselves are going to be starting at the beginning of August. And what we want to do is we want to kick that off actually in the coming week with a NFT giveaway. So we're going to be through our own media channels throwing a little bit more information on that when that comes up.
Cool. I'll definitely share it as much as possible through my socials, and definitely let my community know, because yeah, for sure. Any last words, Thomas?
No, it was such a pleasure to talk with you, and I hope your audience got a lot of info and value out of this. It would be nice to have you all on board in our Discord, as well as on our own YouTube channel and on our Medium. We're posting lots of stuff there, which is not only connected to NFTs. We have a little documentation about the olive oil and the area in Greece. We do more videos on the NFT piece. We are doing videos about the daily struggles that we have with platforms or with stuff that we create. We do Medium posts about all kinds of stuff. So I think we're not trying to self-promote us, but we also try to promote different other areas out there. And it would be nice to have you on board and have a healthy discussion in our Discord.
No, I think it's I think it totally makes sense where it's fine to promote your own project, but you're promoting these artists, you're creating this avenue for them, and then obviously everything involved in the olive oil process, you're promoting. I think you said that farmer who's the one that's in charge of all stuff like that. This is all helping, larger than you guys. So I think it's awesome. I appreciate coming on. All those things that you said about the medium, and then the links, I'll put it in the description. It's going to probably be long, but I'll make sure to include everything so people get as much information as possible. But thanks everybody guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll keep you guys updated. But thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.